The Craig Kilberger wrestling team is getting tips from the best. Kevin Isawa-Madge started wrestling in high school. The former EC Drury student was too small for other sports. Weighing in at just 100 pounds, he turned to wrestling.
It makes it a level playing field, right? Everybody, if you're 100 pounds in basketball, you're 100 pounds and you're 5'4". In basketball, you're still 5'4" and 100 pounds. Football, you're still going to get crushed. But in wrestling, everyone else is also 100 pounds that you're wrestling. So it just makes it a level playing field, and then it's really about who's a better wrestler and who's stronger or whatever it is at that weight class. So it just leveled the playing field and kind of gave me a chance to really excel at something.
In his first year on the mat, he qualified for the Canada Winter Games, then moving on to the provincial team and the once famous Hart Family Wrestling event in Alberta. That experience helped him win the under-16 national title, but Worlds was cancelled that year because the host city declared war. So despite moving on to the international level, it was the friendship and the travel that had him hooked.
I don't think a lot of 14, 15-year-olds always get to do a lot of that. So that kind of made me fall in love with, I guess, wrestling, but more the kind of like being an athlete and taking yourself serious and giving yourself some purpose.
While completing his Bachelor of Science at Guelph University, the now OUA athlete continued his freestyle winning streak. Now out of school, he's still competing, and at Nationals this year, he's decided to try freestyle and a new style called Greco Roman.
Yeah, so freestyle is just, freestyle is the whole body, but a lot of times it gets the emphasis on the lower body, so waist down, so you get a lot of leg attacks. As in, you try to grab the person's legs, take them to the ground. Greco is just the waist up. So if you get a lot more body locks and you see a lot more throws, and that stuff's part of freestyle, but it doesn't usually get a lot of attention. So it's more opposed to the actual technical differences between the sports. A lot of it is just the style of the wrestling is a little different.
The Pan American Games do feature some less common sports, like Greco-Roman wrestling and even roller skating. And as it turns out, Kevin's background in freestyle only got him 4th place. But it was this new style that won him gold, which put him on this year's national team and the road back home to the Toronto 2015 Games.
It's kind of funny because I really like to be a very organized person with my life, but wrestling has always been one of those things where things change so quickly. Depending on how I placed at Nationals 2 weeks ago totally changes the way my summer's going to go, so you can't plan for that.
And as an entrepreneur, he will have to switch his focus this summer. He says preparing for an international competition is different than a domestic one. Within Canada, he knows his competitors, their strengths, and their weaknesses. But facing someone completely new takes experience. So if he wants to win Canada Gold in Toronto, he'll have to practice at other international competitions first. There's Chile and then Italy, if funds allow.
Pan Am Games in Toronto is funded as far as my stay, competition, and anything else revolving around that, but I don't get funding for these trips. So I have this Make a Champ campaign where people can contribute and help me, I guess, reach my goals, accomplish my dreams.
Canadian athletes receive some of the lowest funding in the world. Russia and Estonia are among the highest. For Halton Insider, I'm Krista Sharpe.